are we live? Just making sure. Sorry for the delay. Like, there was, like, massive technical difficulties, right before streaming, so hopefully this is working now. How are we all doing today after the Oscar nominations have been announced? Because, dear God, there's a lot to talk about. Hello, Luann, wait. Oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. Hello, Luann Gabriel. F1 is winning sound now. Well, it can. Like, now for everyone that said that, you know, oh yeah, like, F1 can win editing and sound. Well, now you might be correct. Like, I find it funny that, like, I find it funny that my whole argument against, like, oh, like, there's no way, like, I really don't think, I don't think F1's gonna win, best sound or best editing because, like, those go to best picture winners, like, I just can't predict it for the win. And the Oscars went, bet. All right, we'll just put it in best picture. It's like, well, I guess now it can, like, my logic is still technically correct because, like, like, it's in Best Picture now, so it can. Hannahcast, the Oscars are stupid. They didn't even nominate the best movie of the year, J. Kelly. Critics' choice of the best awards. They recognize greatness. Oh, man. Yeah, I told you, J. Kelly. I told you the industry would hate J. Kelly. Like, it was coming a mile away. Like, it was looking very clear that they would hate J. Kelly. Yo, your mustache is on fire today. Love that you can twirl. It's way cooler than Wagner Moura's mustache in The Secret Agent. Hey, no, Wagner Moura, like, he has a great mustache. I've been trying to, like, grow the mustache. Oops. Sorry. Okay, alright, we're back, Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, like, are we back? Are we back? Can you hear me? Okay. Like, okay, I don't know where I stopped, I don't know when I was muted, but, like, I'm not just touching my face willy-nilly, I always, like, before I touch my face, I always, like, use hand sanitizer or wash my hands or something. So, and I have not touched this, like, I've not touched anything except my mustache ever since squirting with hand sanitizer, so, like, yeah. But still, it's like Wagner Moura has a great mustache. Leave his mustache alone. Where is your Bob Ferguson cap? In the laundry. I guarantee you Avatar was 11th or 12th, maybe behind Blue Moon. It's like, no, Avatar was dead. Like, Avatar had no actual precursors. Like, at bare minimum, like, Avatar... No, at bare minimum, F1 had PGA. No one, like, no. Avatar was not number 11. There were still a few films above Avatar. Bro, it got nominated for costumes. It's like, well, yeah, because they just hated Wicked. Well, I think that says more about how much they despised Wicked than how much they loved Avatar. But yeah, let's talk about this. Like, Best Picture. I'm not gonna lie, F1 being here is weird, because this does not happen. Like, that was weird that this happened. Because, like, this kind of thing does not happen where, like, a random film gets PGA and then makes it to Best Picture. Someone in the Discord server, like, really put it best. It's like, I'm Still Here is a more shocking Best Picture nomination, but it's easier to rationalize than F1, because it's like, how did that even happen? Thoughts on Blue Moon getting original screenplay over Sorry Baby? What would you have preferred? Oscar expert and Brotherbo were disappointed, but pundits like Jonathan Fuji were happy. I'm not happy about Blue Moon getting in. I would have much I'm not sure if I would nominate Sorry Baby, but like, I would not be upset if Sorry Baby got in. Blue Moon was a mid movie. Like, it was like, you want to know the plot of Blue Moon? Blue Moon is like, Ethan Hawke's character, asks for a drink. He tells the guy, hey, play this music. And then, he starts playing like in the background. Then he gets his drink and he does a toast and says some sort of quirky joke, and then they go, and then they drink. And then he goes on about this long spiel about how wonderful love is, despite the fact that he's some 40-something-year-old dating a 20-something-year-old. Ew. But still, he's just going on about this for God knows how long. And then, someone walks in the door, he has a conversation with them, they walk out, and then rinse and repeat. That's all the screenplay is. It's so repetitive, it's so annoying, it's so boring. God, I really, like, why is Blue Moon is like one of the most mid screenplays of the year. It's like, nothing happens in this movie. Like, weapons should have gotten in here, or, it was just an accident, should have gotten in here, or even Sorry Baby should have gotten in here. Like, a lot of the other contenders would have been better than Blue Moon. Blue Moon was better written screenplay than every screenplay this year, apart from Maestro Baumbach. Oh, I disagree entirely. Because you're not the target audience. It's for older audiences who love that stage-style dialogue. I like stage-style dialogue. 12 Angry Men is like in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. No. That's a bad excuse. I like that kind of dialogue. Trial of the Chicago 7, I thought should have maybe won Best Picture back in the day. Like, I like that kind of dialogue. The problem is, those screenplays are not repetitive. This one is. It's just the same beats over and over and over again. It's just, like, it's just not a good screenplay, in my opinion. Yeah, Accident did get in. It was just an accident Hell, The Secret Agent would have been a better screenplay nominee than Blue Moon. Sinners is not a good screenplay either, though. No, it's the best it's the best original screenplay of the year. But yeah, I am really glad Accident got in, but I'm just really upset that it was just an accident, didn't get Best Picture or Director. Like, what the hell was that? Like, come on, guys. Like, I thought, like, don't get me wrong, I really like Marty Supreme. I thought Marty Supreme was great. I thought it was just an accident was even better directed. One Battle After Another, I don't even have to say how much I think that shouldn't be in for director, but whatever. Sentimental Value, that, like, it's a good movie, but, like, I don't think, Joachim Trier should have gotten in over Jafar Panahi. And again, now to be clear, this is not me talking about my predictions, because I did predict One Battle After Another. I did predict Sentimental Value. So again, when I'm talking about, like, what I think should have gotten in, that's not me saying the same thing as my predictions. Like, my predictions and my hopes are not the same thing. But, like, really, the only better directed film in 2025, in my opinion, the only film that I thought had better direction than it was just an accident was Sinners. So it's like, One Battle After Another deserves to win because of the car chase, just because of the car chase sequence. I've seen better car chase sequences before, and in Mad Max Fury Road, but even then, that had a good story behind it. I don't think One Battle After Another, I just don't think is a very good movie. I don't think it deserves director at all. Even if you don't love the Sinners screenplay, I think you can at least respect the big swings it takes. I mean, I think it is up to the individual, but obviously I love Sinners' screenplay. Sinners, like, had like one of the most engaging stories and ideas of the year. Kyle Buchanan was, I don't know how you pronounce his name, he said he was at a neon party, and the only person who went up to Panahi was a guy from Heated Rivalry. No one else went to talk to him. Panahi's narrative may not be as huge as we think. Well, it's definitely not as huge as we think. Are you still beating yourself up for not keeping Sinners in for visual effects? I mean, I can't really beat myself up because I just did not see that coming. Because it's like, movies don't really get in off of just Best Picture hype alone. What this tells me is that everyone loved Sinners. Like, that's the only explanation. Everyone loved Sinners. And they all, like, everyone wanted to nominate it in every single category they possibly could. Think about that. Sinners, like, the only categories Sinners did not get into were categories that it just couldn't get into, like lead actress, or adapted screenplay, or animated feature, like the really obvious ones. But every category that it was gunning for, it got into. I'm now starting to think it's going to win SAG. I'm starting to think that Sinners may actually win Best Picture. Dead ass. Because it's like, how do you win? How do you get nominated? How do you demolish the all-time Oscar nominations record, and that goes nowhere? You know what I mean? How does that, like, that's got to go somewhere. Like, that's weird. Like, even, with the previous record, with 3 films, tying with 14 nominations, it's like, All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land, 2 of those won Best Picture. So it's like, the odds are, if you're, like, breaking the all-time record, you're getting nominated for Best Picture. No, you're winning Best Picture. What did you prefer, Nouvelle Vague or Blue Moon? Oh, no. I guess I remember more from Blue Moon, but neither are very good in my opinion. But yeah, I'm thinking Sinners actually takes Best Picture. Because again, 16 nominate, like, we have to take that seriously. I mean, remember when All Quiet on the Western Front got nominated for 15 BAFTAs? Like, that went somewhere. I feel like if you're breaking the Oscar nomination record like this, like, not even by 1, by 2, like, even if Best Casting didn't exist, it would still break the record for the most Oscar nominations. I honestly think Haley Steinfeld should be lead actress. I don't agree. I thought she was supporting, and so should Caton. I thought Miles Caton was very much a supporting role. I don't think he was a lead. And also Haley Steinfeld, I don't think she was a lead either. Supporting actress, I think was the right call. It's just there was no lead actress in the movie. It won't happen, but Coogler winning DGA would be insane and change this race in an instant. Oh yeah, it would. But even if he doesn't, if the film wins PGA, then you gotta look at where the path goes. You gotta look at where the path goes. Because if this wins PGA, well, we know it's gonna win Original Screenplay of the Writers Guild. So that's a win guaranteed for Sinners. So it's got PGA and Writers Guild on its side. And at that point, it would take SAG. The only thing it wouldn't win is DGA. And, like, at that point, like, who's to say that there just couldn't be a split for picture and director that year? Like, if Sinners takes PGA, I think it's done. Like Sinners wins Best Picture. Because it's going to, at that point, it will win PGA, Writers Guild, and if it's winning PGA, it's damn well going to win SAG. Because, SAG is more likely for it to win than PGA. Odessa being snubbed pissed me off. She was the best in Marty Supreme. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily pissed off because, again, I was just elated that, you know, I was just elated that Elle Fanning and Wunmi Masaku got in. But that did suck for Odessa. I would have put her in over like Tiana Taylor or Inga Ibzaler Lilius. And Chase Infinity was 6th, so almost a 14th nomination. I mean, who knows, but she didn't get in. PGA, WGA, and SAG on overperforming at the BAFTAs is Sinners' Path. I don't really care how well Sinners does at BAFTA at this point. As long as it gets the nominations, it's good. Cause like, look at Everything Ever All at Once. That movie only won editing at BAFTA, and yet it still won, what, 6 Oscars? So it's like, yeah, like, I would not be concerned. Wait, did it win 6 Oscars? Because it won Picture, Director, Screenplay, Lead Actress, Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress. Oh, yeah, and Editing. It won 7 Oscars. So, like, at that point, I would not really be, like, I would not really be concerned how many BAFTAs Sinners wins. As long as it gets nominated for a lot of BAFTAs, then sure. But even then, I don't see how it doesn't already do that when it broke the when it shattered the all-time Oscar nominations record. Like, that shows everybody loves this movie. Everybody loves this movie. Yeah, Moonlight didn't win a single BAFTA, and look what happened at the Oscars. Exactly. Sinners is winning casting at BAFTA, just like Honora. Sinners is also winning score, too. Maybe it wins casting. I'm not sure. We don't really know. But yeah, it's going to win score at BAFTA. Probably cinematography as well. I mean, and really, like, yeah, and original screenplay, I don't know what would be the BAFTA's alternate. Like, what would the BAFTAs go for in an original screenplay? Because, like, well, they're certainly not going to do Accident now. They're not going to do... I mean, I don't know if they would do Marty Supreme, but, like, BAFTA would do Sentimental Value. I mean, they could, but also, I think already the Oscars like Sentimental Value more than the BAFTAs. Because, unlike the BAFTAs, they did nominate Elle Fanning, and they did nominate it for editing, both of which didn't make the BAFTA long lists. So I think you can make an argument that Sinners performed very well. Sinners, even at the BAFTAs, they probably like Sinners more than Sentimental Value. Who do you think is winning sound? F1 or Sinners? I'm not gonna lie, this is really tough now. Because now you throw in F1 getting Best Picture. Now you throw in F1 getting Best Picture. Now it can win sound. Right now, I'm predicting F1 to win editing and sound. Right now. Because damn, like... Again, I was saying for the longest time, F1's not going to win editing or sound if it's not in Best Picture. It's just not. And again, the Oscars went bet and then put it in Best Picture. So now it can actually happen. And so I currently am predicting F1 to win sound and editing. I currently am predicting that. And also, let's not forget, F1 might win the BAFTA for Best Sound. So... Fun fact, Going My Way, and Going My Way and Everything Ever All at Once are the only films to have won 6 above-the-line Oscars. This is only because Going My Way won the retired Best Story category. Ooh. Editing, too. I think that's a mistake. I mean, it's in Best Picture now. Now, granted, we did see what happened but at the same time with Honora... Editing was, like, crazy, because Challengers won the BAFTA. No, Challengers won Critics' Choice. Conclave won BAFTA. And we didn't have the Eddie Awards. So, like, they kind of just went with their favorite film. I think now that we know F1 is in Best Picture, it's like, they're just going to kind of... And we know it's probably going to win the BAFTA for editing. So at that point, F1's going to have Critics' Choice and BAFTA. So they're probably just gonna go all in on F1 and editing and sound. If F1 also wins visual effects, it will be Jaws. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really wondering what's gonna happen in visual effects. Because now you got 2 Best Picture nominees in visual effects, and one of them is not Avatar. The last time a non-Best Picture film beat a Best Picture film in visual effects was Ex Machina, which was a scenario so unlikely to happen that, like, barely anyone predicted it would happen. And not only that, but Ex Machina was going up against 3 Best Picture nominees and Star Wars The Force Awakens. So you could argue there was a lot of vote splitting there. This is not as crowded. I think we genuinely need to consider the options of F1 taking visual effects in like a pretty decent tech sweep of sound editing and visual effects, and Sinners potentially winning visual effects by being the best, like their favorite movie of the year. I mean, it's got 16 nominations. They could very well do that. They might want to spread the love because Sinners got so many noms. That doesn't always work, though. There are many, many years where they don't spread the love. I mean, look what happened with Anora. They definitely didn't care to spread the love for Anora. They still gave that editing, despite the fact that made no sense. If F1 wasn't in picture, I would say Sinners, but now I'm not sure. Currently, I might actually predict F1 to win visual effects. Now, again, I'm not saying it should win. Avatar absolutely should be winning visual effects. The visual effects in that film, they have to be, like, leaps and bounds above everything that these movies are doing. Like, so, like, I'm not saying whether or not Avatar or Fire and Ash should win visual effects. It should, but in terms of will it? You have to consider the options. You have to consider the options. The fact that Avatar Fire and Ash is not in Best Picture and was not even remotely close to being in Best Picture, and it's going up against a film that got into Best Picture off of text alone in F1 and might win 2 of them, and it's going up against the biggest Best Picture contender in history. Also love your Hannahcast shirt. Hey, thanks. I mean, this is more of a prototype, but if you want shirts, you go to my, like, let me see if my fourth wall, let me see if my fourth wall, yeah, there is, yeah, if you look in the description, there actually is a link to my merch site, which is christianhanna-shop.fourthwall.com. I might actually, I might actually even put the link in chat in case anyone wants to buy some merch. Because I really need to, like, promote that more. I really do want to promote that more, but yeah. Go to christianhanna.com or christianhanna-shop.fourthwall.com. And you can find a lot of cool Hannahcast merch, like hats, shirts, mugs, all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah, consider becoming a member. I did great, 100 out of 125 with my predictions, 80% of good predictions, bad with documentary and shorts. How about you? I'm pretty sure I did absolutely terribly. So, yeah, I've not opened up Award Expert yet, but, like, yeah. Not to won Best Song over a Best Picture winner, Everything Ever All at Once. It was just way too strong, just like Avatar was for visual effects. But here's the thing, like, that's a category where a non-Best Picture film can beat a Best Picture film. We're talking about a stat that, aside from Ex Machina, a stat that has gone on since the 70s. This is a different category altogether. I mean, hell, look at Godzilla -1 in visual effects. Like, by all metrics, it should not have won Best Visual Effects. Even the Visual Effects Society Awards, which only gave it, like, 1 nomination for Outstanding Animated Character in a Photoreal Feature, and it lost to Rocket Raccoon for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They showered the creator in love with awards. They showered the creator with love. But Godzilla Minus One, it won Best Visual Effects because it was the best reviewed film in the category. Like if it was a Best Picture race, Godzilla Minus One probably would have been up there. Avatar in costumes is the biggest surprise. I gotta agree. That was the one category where I didn't even consider Avatar Fire and Ash for the category. Like in all my other categories, all right, I at least had all of them in the list, you know? I at least had all the contenders in the list. I genuinely never once considered Avatar for costume design. Do you think Wicked should have gotten costumes at least? I would have nominated Wicked for a few awards. Like, I would nominate it for costume design, maybe production design. I need to see a few more films. But definitely costume design. Definitely makeup. Not getting makeup was actually kind of sad, because I thought the makeup was actually very, very good in that movie. And I would have nominated it for visual effects. I would have nominated it for visual effects over Sinners at the very least. Superman not getting into visual effects also sucks. Jurassic World Rebirth, I need to look at the visual effects a little bit more, because this was also one of the biggest shocks in terms of a nomination, because Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm not necessarily upset because the effects are very good, but like, what? They have not nominated these movies since The Lost World in 1997. Like, that was the second film. And all these decades later, this is when they nominate Jurassic World? What? That is insane. Rebirth, it's Gareth, not Garth. The Rebirth had Gareth Edwards, which I think is a factor. I mean, maybe. I mean, he is a former visual effects artist. I mean, and he does know how to shoot his visual effects. And hell, I'm not gonna lie, the visual effects in Jurassic World Rebirth are probably the best in the franchise. But it's also like it's also a lot of just like dinosaur stuff. It's like I'm kind of surprised they just went for it. I really need to look into look deeper into like the visual effects of that film, because I'm pretty surprised that happened. The visual effects in Jurassic World are good enough for a nomination. I mean, on paper, yeah, but it's also just like, it's also mainly the same dinosaur stuff. I just wasn't expecting it. I could definitely see F1 winning visual effects, but I'm still predicting Avatar. And look, I don't blame you, but I'm just worried. You have 2 Best Picture nominees in there now, so I don't know. I'm kind of concerned. I would get Avatar production designer sound instead of costumes. Again, the costume one's just weird. Like, even the first Avatar did not get costumes. Corridor Crew did a breakdown of one of the Rebirth scenes that was pretty cool. I need to watch that episode again. I forgot about that episode. Although I gotta say, like, the water stuff in Jurassic World Rebirth was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Since the Oscar noms come out before the BAFTA noms this year, will you still be predicting and reacting to the BAFTA noms? Yes, because that is still going to be a lot of money, or at least like, okay, not a lot of money, but it's still going to be some YouTube money. So obviously, God, I'm taking the most like cynical angle of it possible. Like, yeah, money, sure. Crazy how the only place where Accident showed up was at Golden Globes. Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Like, Accident should have gotten more love. What if Delroy Lindo gets BAFTA nom and wins? I mean, would he get the BAFTA nom? Or no, would he win the BAFTA? I don't know if he would win the BAFTA. That would be crazy if he actually won. I don't know. I think they may go with Stellan Skarsgård, probably. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Annie Rude, for the sticker. I guess, yeah, maybe I should put in like a little, maybe I should put in a little super chat goal, you know? Let me just put this here. Yeah. Let's see if we can try to hit a super chat goal of 10, shall we? But still, everyone, give Annie Rude some blue Hannahcast hearts. We want to share the love for people who help support the channel. If you're a member, send those blue Hannahcast hearts their way. If Sinners won Best Picture at BAFTA, maybe. Oh, for Delroy Lindo. I don't know if I don't know. What was it? This is probably going to be Hamnet winning BAFTA. I'm not even sure Hamnet wins BAFTA. I think One Battle After Another could still win BAFTA. Like, there's nothing really stopping, One Battle After Another from taking the BAFTA. I mean, sure, Hamnet is British, but, I don't know if it's, fully win competitive right now. Yeah, the BAFTAs do really like PTA. I mean, and sure, they do have a British bias, but I think ZJ13 Goat has a point here. Because they gave, Licorice Pizza Best Original Screenplay. They gave Licorice Pizza Best Original Screenplay over Sir Kenneth Branagh, So I feel like they do actually quite like PTA. I will say, I know I just started, but I'm going to be right back because I need to fill up my water. So yeah, I'll be right back. Make sure, just until I get back, which shouldn't be very long at all. Talk amongst yourselves, and I don't know. Send if you're a member, spam some Hannahcast emojis, some Hannahcast member emojis. Okay, bye. I'll see you in a bit. I'll be right back. Just filling up some water. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Yeah. I have Sinners winning production design. I don't know. I feel like Frankenstein wins. Let me just try to go here. I don't know. I do feel like Frankenstein, since it is in Best Picture and is pretty strong, I just have a feeling that Sinners is just more... No. That Frankenstein is just way more likely to just sweep production design all the way through. Also, K-Pop Demon Hunter is definitely winning animated feature right now. Yeah. I mean, ever since it took the Golden Globe, you know? At that point, it's like, it's kind of done. It's like K-Pop Demon Hunters is winning best animated feature, which, hey, you know what? I'm happy about this. It should win. It is the, like, I've not seen, the only one I've not seen is Arco. But of the ones I have seen, K-Pop Demon Hunters is by far the best film in the category. So, yeah. Hi, Hannahcast. Hi, Annie Rude. Hi. Can't believe they snubbed Ice Cube. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, man, I know. Like, they completely blanked on War of the Worlds. The Oscars just don't appreciate true cinema, you know? Little Amelie is wonderful, but it's just too gentle and meditative. Yeah, no, like Little Amelie's great. I love Little Amelie. Don't get me wrong, I love that film. I just think K-Pop Demon Hunters is better in my opinion. Yeah, not even in visual effects. Those YouTube looking visual effects. And also Jack Black. They not only did they snub Jack Black from Best Actor, but remember when, you know, Steve's Lava Chicken wasn't even shortlisted for Best Original Song? I don't even think it made the eligibility shortlist. No, not the eligibility shortlist, but the eligibility list. Yeah. Bye, Jack Black. Bye. I am Steve. I mean, who else was gonna, like, who else was gonna make that line as legendary as possible and totally epic? Jack Black should have been nominated for Best Song for both Peaches and Steve Lava Chicken. Imagine him in a Bowser suit a few years back and him dressed as Minecraft this year. I'm going to be so real. Both Peaches and Steve's Lava Chicken are better than a lot of the contenders that were competing for Best Original Song that year. I'm dead ass. It's like Steve's Lava Chicken's a joke, but it's better than, you know... It's better than that, than Dear Me. Like, what's even competing for Best Original Song? Like, Steve's Lava Chicken is better than Dear Me. It's better than Sweet Dreams of Joy. So it's like you might as well, like, if you're gonna nominate a bunch of bullshit anyway, at least nominate some decent bullshit. With the Wicked songs missing, I'm surprised Last Time I Seen the Sun didn't get in the 5th slot. Yeah, that's weird. Isn't that weird, though? Like, for how much Sinners overperformed in nominations, getting a second song is, like, not that crazy. Like, that's not that crazy to think about. It's like, you would think they would just do that, you know? I mean, like, they gave, what was it, Barbie 2 songs. They gave Emilia Perez 2 songs. They gave, what was that? Trying to think of some other examples. But, like, you know, they gave, trying to think. They gave La La Land a couple songs. It's like, 2 songs is not that crazy. It's not really that unreasonable of an overperformance. So it's like the fact that it just couldn't get 2 songs in is very weird. And again, Sweet Dream. Okay, like, I know Diane Warren was going to get in regardless, so who cares? But like, Sweet Dreams of Joy, I listened to that song. I genuinely don't care about that song. Like, Last Time I Seen the Sun should have been nominated. I saw on Twitter that for the 2021-2022 Oscars, Diane Warren went to the ceremony actually thinking she was going to win. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Wicked 2 Electric Boogaloo, but getting totally shut out must have been some coordinated attack. I mean, it is weird. The fact that it did, I mean, I figured it wouldn't get into Best Song because even people who liked the movie said that the songs were weak. But, like, not even, like, the bare minimum I thought would have been costumes and makeup. Because, like, there's some new stuff going on there, especially the makeup. It couldn't even get makeup? That's weird. That is weird. That, like, there is something strange about that. Could you see 3 sci-fi movies getting into picture with Project Hail Mary, Dune, and Disclosure Day? Maybe. I might be predicting that. The Last Time I Seen the Sun, Pale Pale Moon, and In Moonlight are such great songs. I was hoping they'd give Sinners more than one acting nom. Yeah, I was really hoping that too. It's like Sinners deserves more than one more than one song nomination. Sorry, like I thought it deserved that. Like I thought it very much deserved a Best Original, like another song nomination. Again, it's like, because like you would think another song nomination would be more likely to get than like visual effects. It's like, but yeah. The makeup in Wicked was insane, especially the Scarecrow. I mean, yeah, the Scarecrow looked very good, but I was really impressed by the Tin Man. I was really impressed by the Tin Man. Like, it didn't even look like prosthetics. It looked like they just put it looked like he was a man made out of metal, which that was crazy. Although, to be fair, I have not seen The Ugly Stepsister yet, and I have not seen Kokuo, which I do need to watch those. And funny enough, I'm gonna try to see a couple movies tonight. I'm finally gonna be seeing Hamnet tonight, which I'm excited for, and Sinners is coming back to theaters. So, yeah, the Oscars dumped a bucket of water on the Wicked Witch and killed her Oscar chances. Yeah, again, I didn't care for Wicked, but it should have gotten some nominations. Like, it should have gotten costumes. It should have gotten makeup. It should have gotten visual effects. Like, that's fine. Even sound is not really unreasonable to me. Although Kokoho deserved the nomination as well, Wicked should have been over The Ugly Stepsister. Wait, I just realized. Oh my, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I need to look at something real quick. Oops. I need to do something real quick because I just remembered something. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. Wait. I need, like... Because I think I remember doing something that was just, like, kind of crazy. Okay. Because I need to look at what I did in April. Because I think I might have gone actually insane. Please hold on, like, because like I might be onto something. Oh my god, guys! Oh my god! You would not believe this. Holy shit! In my early Oscar predictions in April, the first makeup and hairstyling predictions I did, I went 3 out of 5. I actually did predict The Ugly Stepsister, and I had Sinners at number 7. I'm a fucking prophet. Holy shit. I actually did The Ugly Stepsister. It just goes to show, guys, the Oscars will nominate some random shit for makeup, even if it's like so early in the year. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Wait, what else got into makeup? Oh wait, Cocoa. Okay, Cocoa. Oh yeah, that's the one thing that's missing here. But I didn't even know what Cocoa was. That is crazy. So like, basically, in my top 7, like 4 of them were right there, and I got 3 out of 5 in my first attempt in a video. I got that like down. Holy shit, man. I thought Alto Knights or Nuremberg would be the random nom, but they did it. I mean, yeah, the Ugly Stepsister is random. I think Begonia was not on the short list. But to be fair, the reason why I had Begonia on, but also, to be fair, like, Wicked was not a bad prediction either. You know? Wicked was not a bad prediction. Like, cause like, I thought that, like, really, hell, even a lot of these films did make the short list. Like Wicked made the short list. It's like, I mean, god damn. I gotta screenshot this because I'm a fucking prophet. And again, like, I'm not too sore that I got Wicked wrong, because that was a totally fair prediction to make. That was a totally fair prediction to make. I just gotta share this, because that is fucking crazy, man. Oh my god. That's insane, man. That is insane. The fact that I actually called the ugly stepsister that early. Hey, it's Red Spice! Hi, Red Spice! Hi! Apparently, Wicked didn't focus on Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Bake Off, and more on the hairstyles and more subtle makeup. Well, that's stupid, because, like, the Tin Man would have guaranteed them a nomination. I thought the Tin Man alone would guarantee them a nomination. I remember in June I had Hamnet and Frankenstein in picture, and nobody had it in at the time. Yeah, I was very late to... Yo, Red Spice, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Everybody send those blue Hannahcast heart emojis out to Red Spice if you are a member of the Hannahcast channel. Everyone, like, send her some love. Eli Sickle got a membership. Frank G got a membership. Bryant, Ruggielo got a membership. Journey got a membership. And Nancy got a membership. Thanks, Red Spice. Thanks. My God. I don't know if you saw this, Red Spice, but I think I might be a prophet, because guess who got 3 out of 5 in his first attempt in makeup and hairstyling? This guy! I hope whatever films wins Best Picture this year, it will be painted as a villain by some. Do you mean, like, you know, do you hope it doesn't? But yeah, like, well, Sinners, hopefully Sinners doesn't get painted as a bad guy, but, like, but yeah, I literally predicted the ugly stepsister in my first attempt. My God, that is crazy. That is crazy. They actually did that. And again, Wicked's not a bad prediction. It's just the ugly stepsister, man. Oh my God. F1 is the Oscars villain. I mean, maybe for pundits, but I think general audiences just don't care, sadly. The other one I had pretty early was Emma Stone, an actress, around May. Yeah. You should do a short video predicting the ugly stepsister back in April and do a 9 months later. Well, after the Oscars, I actually do plan on doing a, cringing at old Oscar predictions. And I guess in the case of the ugly stepsister, me going, wow, I actually did that. Like, I actually pulled it off. Again, it just goes to show that the Oscars will nominate random bullshit for makeup, because they genuinely just do not care about the quality of the film itself, unless you're unless you're Wicked. I'm a grad student, so I appreciate this membership charity. Well, hey, congratulations on being a grad student, Eli. That's wonderful. Emma Stone is now the youngest woman with 7 Oscar nominations. Ooh. I'm happy they did Zhao and Safdie Best Director and not Del Toro. I haven't seen Zhao yet. No, I haven't seen Hamnet yet. But I would have probably put, and I'm not upset that Safdie got in for director, but I probably would have picked Del Toro over him, to be honest. Gotta go, Mr. Hannahcast. I have to work. See ya. Bye, Annie Rude. Bye. Everybody say bye to Annie Rude with those bye emojis. Bye, Annie Rude. Bye. What is Kokuho? I think it's like something regarding like something that's more along the lines of like Japanese drag. Like a Japanese drag shows or something like that. Again, I could be completely wrong, but it's something sort of like that, and there's a lot of like face paint and makeup going on. It's pretty interesting. I need to see that film, actually. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna see what Brazilian movies will release in 2026 because of 2 years in a row. Yeah, Brazil seems to have really locked in with the films. It's like they've been doing really well in recent years. Like 2 years in a row, a Brazilian film gets into Best Picture. That's crazy. Let's see. I noticed the Oscars go for a strong film overall in visual effects. In this case, Sinners. The first Wicked was not considered for visual effects until it was very well received. It made sense for the lackluster sequel to miss. But the thing is, it's like they don't here's the problem. They don't usually go for the stronger film. Sinners is the rare exception to that. And yeah, we didn't really like, but well, okay, I will say for most people they didn't consider Wicked. I did have Wicked in the top 10, I think, for a while, because it's like Wicked just kind of made sense as a contender for visual effects. Hell, I think in my very first predictions on Twitter, like I didn't like put it on Award Expert or anything. I don't think. I'm not sure if I did or not. I'm not sure. But I always kind of considered Wicked like that. Like I was like maybe. I mean, but it was also like I'm not sure how much of a visual effects film it's going to be. But the Sinners thing happening, that's rare. That does not usually happen. They don't usually just nominate a film because it's a strong contender. Again, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Substance, Everything Everywhere All at Once, like Arrival, Black Panther, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, Mank. They don't usually do that. Like, this is the rare exception of that happening. The Irishman. Well, no, The Irishman was a big visual effects contender. It won not only supporting visual effects at the Visual Effects Society Awards, but it also won Best Compositing at the Visual Effects Society Awards, which is that's a pretty big award too. And so it's like, that actually was a legitimate visual effects film. Glad Ryan Coogler got a directing nomination. Should have got one for Creed 1 or Black Panther, to be honest. Yeah, maybe Creed 1. I don't know. I need to think about that. Black Panther is interesting because, I don't know, there's still one, like, but then again, it's also like, the Marvel films are interesting because those films are mostly like Kevin Feige movies and stuff. Like, like, the directors for the MCU movies are generally directors for hire. So it's like the directors don't really get a lot of say in what goes into the film. I think the writing you could attribute more to Ryan Coogler, but the directing itself, it still feels like a Marvel movie. It doesn't quite feel like a Ryan Coogler movie in terms of directing. Yeah, Gladiator 2 missed for Wicked. But yeah, but I think even then I would still say Wicked was a stronger visual effects film than Gladiator 2. I mean, even with Gladiator 2, there were some scenes where like the green screen looked very weird. Like when they were like on ships and stuff, that looked strange. The animals looked amazing, but like, I don't know. Whereas Wicked, everything was just very consistently very solid in terms of the visual effects wins. Gladiator 2 had some awful water visual effects. I don't know if it was awful, but it's also just like, the water visual effects weren't amazing in Gladiator 2. It's like, there were weak points. Whereas, again, in Wicked, there wasn't anything really weak about the visual effects in Wicked. I think you can maybe argue, you can make an argument that, you know, a lot of it is not very colorful, but that's not really a visual effects issue as much as it is just a color grading issue, period. Did The Lion King win? The visual effects Oscar? No, it should have, because again, say what you will about The Lion King, but The Lion King remake, again, say what you will about the film, in terms of pure visual effects technology, that was like well and above everything else that was nominated that year. Like, it should have won Best Visual Effects. And again, I love 1917. It was probably my favorite movie in the category. It had no business beating The Lion King or even The Irish. That would have been like, hell, 1917 may have been like number 5 in my list for overall visual effects contenders that year. Or at least of the nominees. Hell, I probably would have nominated Gemini Man and Alita Battle Angel over 1917. Maybe The Wizard? What? How was The Lost Bus visual effects? I'm just gonna say, okay. I am going to send a link. I'm going to send a link to a tweet I put out where it will show you like the actual visual effects breakdown, like where I put in like in that tweet I put out a couple of YouTube links to like visual effects breakdowns for The Lost Bus, and you will see very quickly why The Lost Bus got in for visual effects. There are scenes in that film where almost everything is visual effects. Like, yeah. In Wicked, when they first see the wizard. Yeah, the wizard was also, I think... It's weird, because there are a lot of, you know... Like, there are a lot of, you know... Like, I know that they did actually build a, like, physical, like, wizard puppet thing, but when you actually look closely in the film, a lot of it was replaced with CGI, because to make it move more fluidly. The Lion King looked incredible, but I think there was that Uncanny Valley vibe that they couldn't get past. 1917's visuals were more seamless, like Ex Machina's year. I don't know about, like, well, the thing is, people just didn't like the Lion King remake. That's why it lost. Like, they voted for 1917 because it was the, like, that was the, like, I mean, hell, it was probably number 2 for Best Picture that year. Like, Ex Machina, I feel like is a little bit different because the visual effects are, like, way more, way more insane and trippy. But, like, with 1917, it's like, again, you could, like, 1917 didn't even win the supporting visual effects category at Visual Effects Society, which is voted on by actual visual effects people. It lost to The Irishman. So it's like, if it, like, the reason why it won the Oscar was because it was the most liked movie in the category. Last year, Dune 2 had great visual effects, but Planet of the Apes should have won easily. Dune Part 2, and that was my favorite film of the year. That would have been, like, number 3 for me in visual effects, because, you know, Planet of the Apes should have won. But then even below that, I'd still put in Better Man. Like, Better Man had way more inventive visual effects than I thought it was going to have. Lost Bus, I wasn't into the script, but it made me believe everything was on fire. Yeah, a lot of that movie was actually visual effects. Has any Marvel movie other than Black Panther in score won anything? Well, Black Panther didn't just win score, it also it also won costume design and production design. And the second Black Panther also won costume design. But other than the Black Panther movies, no other MCU movies have won Oscars. Now, there are a couple of movies based on Marvel Comics that won Oscars. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won, Best Animated Feature, and Spider-Man 2 won Best Visual Effects back in 2004. But those are the only other movies based off of Marvel Comics I could think of that won Oscars. Iron Man didn't win visual effects. Nope, it lost to The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which I can see that because, like, it was like one of the early films in terms of, like, old age CGI and stuff, and it was pretty interesting. It was actually pretty, like, it might look a little bit weird now, but you also have to keep in mind that was 2008. God, that was nearly that was like what? At this point it's going to be nearly 18 years old. So yeah, it's going to have like 18-year-old visual effects, but at the time, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button's visual effects were insane. Like, they were insanely good and groundbreaking back then. The biggest snub in visual effects to me in the Oscars was Transformers losing to the Golden Compass in 2007. Yeah, I'm not going to go on the full-on hate bandwagon of, of the effects in the Golden Compass, because again, it was 2007. Again, oh god, that movie's nearly 9 years old. Fuck me. But like for a movie that came out like nearly 19 years ago, like the Golden Compass's effects were very impressive back then. But I still think I still would have put a few movies above it in visual effects. Transformers, I think, should have won, or Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, I feel like could have also been a very worthy winner for visual effects. I mean, especially that scene, or really just the entire third act in general, is like some of the most insane compositing even I've still seen to this day. I haven't seen the movie, and I don't know if I would like it, but I've seen Transformers visual effects breakdown, and they're insane. Yeah, Transformers really had, like, they did a really good job of the visual effects in that film, and they even blended, I think a lot of it was that, they keep a lot of the visual effects kind of grounded in reality, because when you compare, like I'm not going to say the effects, I'm not going to say effects have gotten worse, really, I'm not one of those people, but I will say I feel like there is, like, a sense where visual effects these days aren't always blended into the real world. A lot of, like, for example, when you look at the final battle in, like, what was it, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, it hits a little bit differently than something like the Transformers movies back in the day, because with the Transformers movies, they always kind of kept it more grounded in reality, and, they always made sure to keep the visual effects, like in broad daylight, not with as like murky skies or whatnot, and just gray dirt. Like, they would actively, like, incorporate the visual effects into the real world and make it a very interactive kind of film, which sells the effects a lot more. 2007 visual effects win going to the Golden Compass. That's definitely a case where critical reception played a part. Well, to be fair, people didn't like the Golden Compass either. Like, all three movies that year were actually not that well received by critics and audiences. Well, maybe, actually, audiences probably liked, Pirates of the Caribbean and Transformers more. But I think Golden Compass won because there was still more of a sense of prestigiousness to it, I guess. Whereas Transformers and Pirates of the Caribbean were mainly seen as more kid stuff. I wonder why Apple didn't put up a campaign for McConaughey and Ferrera for The Lost Bus. Probably because no one really cared about that aspect of the film. Like, the only aspect of The Lost Bus that people cared about were the visual effects. Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest was a great winner. Davy Jones is one CGI achievement of all time. Oh yeah, like Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Like, that is a great visual effects winner. Great, like, definitely one of the best of that decade. That bear sequence in the Golden Compass looked fabulous, though. I mean, yeah, like, I think, like, again, people right now are probably going to say, like, oh, it looks very weird and rubbery, and it looks like a video game. It's like, which I always hate the video game comparisons, but people really got to realize that was a film that came out nearly 19 years ago. In 2007, that looked like that was really cutting edge. And again, I still would have picked Transformers over it, but, like, you know, like, you gotta take, I think when it comes to visual effects, you gotta take it with a little bit of a, you gotta take it with a little bit of a, like, with the context of how it was back then. If there was an animated feature category in 1998, who do you think would have won? Prince of Egypt, Mulan, Rugrats movie, or A Bug's Life? See, this is interesting. I don't think Rugrats movie would have won. A Bug's Life did get very good reviews back then. You also have to consider Ants. I think you do have to consider Ants would have probably been in the running as well. Prince of Egypt was really, really good, but also, I don't know if that many people saw it back then. Prince of Egypt did win song. Mulan would have also been compelling. I don't know. And again, I feel like amongst these films, I mean, granted, I have not seen some of these movies in damn near ages, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I think I would have picked The Prince of Egypt, but in terms of predictions, I don't know. I mean, A Bug's Life is very compelling. I mean, they probably could have done A Bug's Life. Because, like, it did get very, very strong reviews. That like Bug's Life did get probably some of the best reviews of that time. But again, Mulan probably could have done that too. But it's just tough. It's like none of these movies are really considered like some of the best animated films ever made. So it is interesting to see what would have actually won back then. I feel like A Bug's Life is the forgotten Pixar film. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, back then, that was like the second Pixar movie ever made. So it's like, I mean, yeah, it's the Toy Story follow-up. Sure, but again, it's like, it did... Wait. Mulan, Prince of Egypt, A Bug's Life, Princess Mononoke, and Ants. I think they probably would have done like 3 nominees back then. Now, to be fair, Princess Mononoke... What was that popular in America at the time? Or like, because I'm trying to think if Princess Mononoke was one of those films that kind of grew more in reception in America over time. Because I don't know if it would have been. I don't like, again, if we're predicting what would have won back then, I'm not sure if Princess Mononoke was that popular back then. You know, that popular back then. It is now. But I'm trying to think if Princess Mononoke is a case of like it had to age a bit like wine in the States to. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna assume. The Lion King and Princess Mononoke is what influenced the Oscars to add an animated feature award. Again, I'm just not sure. Let me look it up, actually. Princess Mononoke. I'm just not sure. Wait. Trying to think. American release. So wait, actually, I think Princess Mononoke. Oh wait, okay. So okay. I'm not sure when it actually like released in the U.S. exactly. It premiered at the Avery Fisher Hall in 1999, so it probably wouldn't have even competed in 1998. But apparently, according to Wikipedia, it said it underperformed in the American box office, earning only $2.3 million. So I don't know. Maybe, Princess Mononoke, sadly, was not. Maybe it wouldn't have been that. Again, for one, I don't think it would have competed that year in the Oscars for animated feature if that existed. But I think even more importantly, another thing that's important is that it may not have been as popular. So probably not. I don't know. But still, Mulan. So that means we have Mulan, Prince of Egypt, Bug's Life, and Ants. God, it's tough. Prince of Egypt did win song, but also I think A Bug's Life was nominated for a couple of those as well. Like, let me look up the Oscars that year for, like, 1999 Oscars. Because I'm pretty sure most of these had, like, multiple nominations. If I am not mistaken. So let's see. The Prince of Egypt had 2 nominations. Let me just go over here. The Prince of Egypt had 2 nominations, alright? It was nominated for... it won Best Original Song. And for Best Comedy or Musical Score, it was also nominated. But also you had A Bug's Life and Mulan nominated there. And Ants didn't get anything. God, it's tough. How big was the Prince of Egypt back then? Because I think it was... It was like... I guess it was like a decent success. Oh, it won Best Animated Feature alongside A Bug's Life. Okay. Because I think... I think... Yeah, okay. Prince of Egypt had like yeah, 79 on Rotten Tomatoes with a 7.1 out of 10. I'm honestly kind of curious to see like what would have gotten in that year. And A Bug's Life, I still think A Bug's Life had very strong reviews. 92% with an average rating of 7.9. And what was the box office like? Yeah, it still made more money than, like... I don't know. A Bug's Life is making a pretty good case for that winning Best Animated Feature that year. I think Prince of Egypt would have been the prestige pick. Maybe, but it's also like... The Oscars weren't entirely known for going for the prestige picks back then. I probably would say between Prince of Egypt or Mulan. The only Ghibli movies that were really popular at the time were Totoro and Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah. Didn't some years only have 3 nominees? Yeah, that's my thing. It's like probably not all. Like I think it's probably assuming that one of these would have got. Well, okay, I think maybe you could probably cut out Ants. Like I don't think Ants would have been nominated for Best Animated Feature that year. Ah, shit. Wait, what were the reviews for Ants like? Okay, so it also did pretty well. 92% on a rating with an average rating of 7.6 out of 10. So yeah, and the Critics' Choice Awards didn't even nominate Mulan. They didn't even nominate Mulan. I'm just gonna play it safe and say maybe Bug's Life would have won if there was an animated feature song. What in the world? Quest for Camelot got nominated for Best Original Song. What? That is crazy. And reviews are great. They were pretty solid. They were very solid. What about 1999? Toy Story 2, Iron Giant, or Tarzan? Oh, that's not even a question. Toy Story 2 would have easily won that category. Oh, I know for a fact it would have been Toy Story 2. It won the Golden Globe for Best Picture Comedy Musical. I think there's an actual argument you could make that Toy Story 2 would have been nominated for Best Picture if there were 10 nominees that year. So, that's one I'm very confident in. Like, Toy Story 2 would have easily won. Not even a question. In 1999, it probably would have been Toy Story 2, Iron Giant, and South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what other animated movies came out that year. So I'm not sure. What the... Girly teen girl? I just realized that that's your, like, oh, I get that reference, yeah. My name is, Girly Teen Girl? Ah! I saw this one, like, tweet that someone had where it's like, girl was, like, what... Like, what was it? Like, she was harassed, like, something along the lines of she was harassed, misgendered, dead named, and, her weave was ripped off. Oh, girl is suffering. Just like, so, someone tweeted that's like, yeah, poor girly teen girl. If South Park would have been snubbed if Best Anime Feature existed, I would have blamed Canada! Blame Canada! Yeah. The fact that Rebirth made it in and yet Superman and Tron didn't is actually kind of sickening. I don't mind Rebirth getting in, although Superman should have. I think the real thing is Sinners. It's like I don't think Sinners should have been in for visual effects. Actually, I really should just put it in. I really should just change it to Best Animated Feature since we're talking about animated movies right now. Toy Story 2 is the greatest animated sequel. Toy Story 2 is excellent. I mean, Toy Story 2 is fantastic. Like, yeah, if there was an animated feature category in 1999, not even a question would it be, you know, Toy Story 2. Like, that is so easy. If there was an animated category in 1999, I would prefer The Iron Giant, but you are right. Toy Story 2 would have won. Yeah. Like that, it's not even a debate. Like that would have, again, if there were 10 Best Picture nominees, Toy Story 2 probably would have gotten in. Have you talked about film editing? A little bit. That category is stressing me out since I haven't seen F1 yet. I have not. Ooh, oh man, looks like for the goal, where it's gonna be less than 5 minutes until the goal ends. Can we get any more super chats or something like that? But yeah, we'll see. For editing. See, it's funny because my whole thing was that I was not really going to entertain F1 winning editing because I was like, well, it's not going to be in Best Picture, so it's not going to win editing. Well, now it is in Best Picture, so it can absolutely win editing now. So I think right now I actually am predicting F1 to win film editing. It's like, well, you put it in Best Picture now, so you might as well, you know. It won Critics' Choice. It'll probably win the BAFTA because they love racing movies. And at that point, it might just win the drama editing category. So, yeah. What was your favorite nomination from the Oscar nominations announcement? Ooh, I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you. I will tell you. Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Despite the fact that it's a big blockbuster, despite the worries about the film being a blockbuster, Ryan Coogler still made it in. He still got into director. I needed this. This is my favorite nomination of the bunch. Because, like, I was worried. I was worried that if they were going to snub people, like, Ryan Coogler would be on the cutting room floor. Unless One Battle After Another wins editing, or Sinners. Sinners could probably win editing too if it wants to do a big Best Picture sweep. Unless One Battle After Another wins editing, I'm actually predicting F1 to take sound, visual effects, and editing. Yeah, I'm starting to... At least people in the chat here seem to be thinking, oh wait, F1 could take visual effects. Because now you got two films that could sweep the text. Frankenstein and F1. Again, people, it might sound crazy. It might sound crazy, but look. There is a real world where F1 or Sinners takes visual effects. Mainly F1 because it's in Best Picture and it got in off of text alone. So don't take that basically beware that F1 could take it. This year could be like 2008. F1 is Bourne Ultimatum and wins sound and editing. Marty Supreme is There Will Be Blood and wins actor and cinematography. Oh, there's no way Marty Supreme wins cinematography. I'll tell you that right now. That's not happening. One Battle After Another is No Country for Old Men and wins Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, and Tiana. I don't think that's going to happen. There's no way does Marty Supreme win cinematography. That's going to Sinners easily. But also, I don't think F1 is even the Bourne Ultimatum because Bourne Ultimatum didn't even get Best Picture. So it's like... Hannahcast, how do we get Sinners to Best Picture? I'm assuming you mean... how do we get it to win? Well, here's the thing. With Sinners and Best Picture, alright? There is a path. For the film to win Best Picture, there is a path. But we need to look at the groundwork. It has one... You have to win at least one guild. And it's going to win at least one. With the Writers Guild Awards, alright? The Writers Guild Awards are going to give... Oh, we have 47 seconds until the timer stops. Can we get any more Super Chats? Can we get any more Super Chats before... we're almost at 30 seconds. Can we get any Super Chats before the timer stops? Can we... I mean, I'll probably put like another one for like 30 minutes or something like that, but yeah. How do we get Sinners to Best Picture? It's going to have original screenplay walking into the Oscars with Writers Guild. it might win SAG Ensemble, but I think what's more important is what's going to happen at PGA. Because I think the way it's going to go... wait, where is everything going to go? You know? Let's look at the precursors, shall we? Let's look at the precursors. Oh, shit. Okay, February 7th is where we see the Directors Guild of America. I'm predicting it's going to be Paul Thomas Anderson for one battle after another. All right. But I'm not as concerned about this because I feel like Sinners could still win Best Picture even if Paul Thomas Anderson wins Director. All right. But however, then we have to wait oh my god, we have to wait almost an entire month for the Producers Guild winners. And this is going to be interesting because this, I feel like, is going to be the really big deal here. All right? This is going to be a really big deal because Producers Guild is going what Producers Guild is going to do. And also, it's right at the beginning of Oscar voting, of final Oscar voting. All right? Just a couple days before it starts, but quite a few days before it ends. Arguably a week before it ends. If PGA goes Sinners, I think it's done. I think it's winning. Because at that point, how does it win PGA and it doesn't win SAG? You know? And at that point, it would get Writers Guild as well. Yo, thank you very much, Zechariah Cameron Moy, for the super chat. Everyone put in those blue Hannahcast heart emojis. Thank you so much, Zechariah. But F1's noms. Best Picture, I don't know about that. Like, I don't really care about it getting in for Best Picture. It's like, there are better movies they could have nominated than F1 for Best Picture. But, like, visual effects, sound, editing, yeah. Personally, I would even throw in cinematography and score in there, maybe. Like, I thought the score in that movie was actually really, really good. Actually, in hindsight, now that it did get in Best Picture, I'm kind of surprised cinematography... Okay, maybe not cinematography, because even Top Gun didn't get cinematography. But, like, in hindsight, the fact that it did get in Best Picture, I'm kind of surprised that F1 didn't get score. In hindsight. But, yeah, I think, ultimately, again, like, Paul Thomas Anderson could still win DGA, and it's like... whatever. If Sinners takes PGA, because we know it's taking Writers Guild, but if Sinners takes PGA, it's going to take SAG. And if it wins PGA, I think Sinners will definitely be winning Best Picture at that point. You kind of have to lock it up. It's like, well, it's got the Guild support, and we would see a split in director and screenplay. Now, I have heard some arguments that, like, when you look at the critics groups, when they go for Sinners in Best Picture, they never give it to, like, directing category. They whenever in the critics groups they give Sinners Best Picture, they never give it to Paul Thomas Anderson. They always give it to Ryan Coogler. So there is a chance that Ryan Coogler could win DGA. There is a chance. And I will say, like, for me, that's the least likely guild for Sinners to win. But let's just say something like that crazily happens, you know? Let's just say, for the sake of the scenario, that Ryan Coogler shocks with a Directors Guild with a Directors Guild win. Oh, then it's going to have a complete sweep all the way through. Because at that point there will be nothing stopping Sinners from winning Best Picture. Now, again, I'm not predicting that will happen. I think, personally, because of how well it did with Oscar nominations, I think it'll take PGA, SAG, and then Writers Guild. But because I do think it can, I personally think it could win Best Picture even if Paul Thomas Anderson won Best Director. Like I think Paul Thomas Anderson would still win Director even if Sinners won Best Picture. But however, if Ryan Coogler took DGA just like Tom Hooper took DGA, or how Sean Baker took DGA, then it'd be kind of over at that point. Like, at that point, there would be nothing stopping, there would be nothing stopping Sinners from winning Best Picture at that point. Sinners greater than One Battle After Another. Yeah, I would agree. Sinners is better than One Battle After Another. A Best Picture package, though, for Sinners sounds weird with Best Picture, Original Screenplay plus Crafts. I don't think it's taking either supporting category. I think, well, here's the thing. I think it could win Supporting Actress. Like, here's the thing. Wonmi Masaku is probably going to get the BAFTA. Because she is British and a previous BAFTA nominee. I think if Sinners were to be having a moment, she could win SAG. She could win BAFTA. But then again, there is also the scenario of what if Michael B. Jordan takes SAG? That is legitimate. Because, like, he is, like, Timothée Chalamet is right now winning the most critics groups, all right? But Michael B. Jordan is right on his tail. Like, right on his tail. And you do have to consider if you know, Michael B. Jordan could maybe beat him at SAG. I'm not sure. I still think Timmy wins. Because I think if Sinners were to have an acting prize, it could probably go to Wonmi Masaku. And even then, we still have Best Casting, which could probably go to Sinners in general. And even though it's not an ensemble award, given how the general voting academy, the general voting base of the academy doesn't really think like that, they would probably just view it as like the de facto ensemble award as a way to honor the cast. One Battle After Another is The Power of the Dog. I wouldn't say that, because like The Power of the Dog actively had bad audience ratings. Like, people were just not having it with The Power of the Dog. Whereas One Battle After Another, people actually do really like that movie. Like, general audiences do really, really like that movie. But I think One Battle After Another, if it were to falter in favor of Sinners, I think you could more likely compare it to like Boyhood or The Social Network, where audiences didn't really hate those movies. It was just more, or La La Land, where it was mainly just a sense of like, of just general frontrunner fatigue. I agree. I think Wonmi was number 2 for supporting actress at BAFTA over Inga. BAFTA doesn't love. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's another thing you have to consider. The Oscars liked Sentimental Value more than BAFTA. The fact that they nominated Elle Fanning, the fact that the Oscars nominated Elle Fanning for supporting actress, and they nominated the film for best film editing. And the BAFTAs didn't even longlist those two. They did not nominate Elle Fanning. They did not shortlist Elle Fanning. They did not longlist or shortlist Sentimental Value for best film editing. And yet it got those Oscar nominations. I think it shows that the Oscars like Sentimental Value more than the BAFTAs. And yeah, I think you might be right about this. Like Wonmi Masaku probably could win the BAFTA over Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. Imagine SAG throwing a curveball and giving Best Supporting Actress to Ariana. No way. Sinners is winning casting. The casting director is hugely respected. Maybe. Again, if One Battle After Another really does cement itself as like the Best Picture frontrunner, I would still say like, watch out for that in casting. Watch out for One Battle in casting. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about Sinners winning casting in Best Picture. Sinners is so winning SAG and casting at the Oscars. Again, maybe. We'll have to see. Paul Mescal and Delroy Lindo or Katrina Balfe and Judi Dench. But then again, I don't know if I could, like, but the weird thing is, like, Paul Mescal has been nominated for an Oscar before, and Delroy Lindo hasn't. So I'm just not sure. Train Dream is proving that's not Sing Sing. Yeah, no, it's not Sing Sing. It did way better. It did way better at this point. Do you think the chances of Hamnet winning screenplay are over? I mean, maybe. Probably. Because, like, I think at bare minimum, even if One Battle After Another loses Best Picture, it would win adapted screenplay, probably. Now the question is, will Best Casting or Best Director foreshadow the Best Picture win? I think, well, like, I don't know. I think, like, it's not as cut and dry as that. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. Because I don't know if you could look to casting for that. I don't know. With Odessa missing, do you think Timmy is losing now? I don't think so right now, but again, it is kind of strange how like Marty Supreme underperformed a tiny bit, but it still got director and like. Again, I would say look out for. I think honestly, SAG is going to be really fun. SAG is going to be a ton of fun. Because now you got a 3-horse race. Because for lead actor now. You got a 3-horse race. You got Timothée Chalamet, who's been sweeping right now. But you also have Leonardo DiCaprio, who... And Leonardo DiCaprio, who's in One Battle After Another, which has been sweeping Best Picture right now. And Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, who, like he's currently in the film that's on the rise and is in the film that that shattered the all-time nomination record at the Academy Awards. Yeah, Chase Infinity also missed, so maybe Michael B. Jordan could be the surprise win or Wagner Moura. I don't know about Wagner Moura. I don't think he's gonna win. But oh boy, like now, like I kind of do wonder if Michael B. Jordan could take SAG. Again, right now I will predict Timothée Chalamet. I think the smart money right now is to bet on Timothée Chalamet, but I'd say watch out for Leo and watch out for Michael, because one of those two, I was originally thinking, I mean, you know, Michael B. Jordan, I think you could probably say is number 3, but I don't know if he's going to win. But now I think you fully have to think, can he win? Can he? I have Michael B. Jordan winning SAG. I don't think Timmy's winning back-to-back. Has SAG ever done the same actor back-to-back? No. In fact, I think if you look at my Golden Globes predictions, I don't know if it was my Golden Globes predictions or if it was, you know, my predictions with Ryan Castleman, but we were wondering, like, you know, did Tom Hanks win back-to-back with Forrest Gump? And then we found out, turns out, no, he didn't, because, like, when the SAG Awards started, it was the first SAG Awards were during the Forrest Gump year. So we don't know if he would have won for Philadelphia. It would be interesting if Leo wins BAFTA and Michael wins SAG. Oh my god. Like, imagine this scenario. Leo wins BAFTA and One Battle After Another wins Best Picture over there, but Michael B. Jordan wins SAG, and the movie wins SAG Ensemble, and obviously won Mimasaku, and the movie kind of wins a lot of the guilds, like PGA and Writers Guild. What do you do then? Well, I guess I would still go for Michael B. Jordan, because the guilds really do tell a lot. And if Sinners turns out to be the stronger film, then maybe your best bet is to go with Michael B. Jordan. Heart says Michael B. Jordan, Brain says Leo, everything else says Timmy. Again, right now the smart money's on Timmy. I think Timmy is going to win right now. I can see Hawk winning SAG. I think Hawk can win. I don't think Ethan Hawke's winning SAG. I really don't. Because, like, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna win because the film's not in Best Picture, and I feel like there are three well, I think all four of these actors have way better cases to win than Ethan Hawke. Like, it's pretty clear Ethan Hawke was number 5. Because Timothée Chalamet, he's currently the front runner. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's in the Best Picture film that's been sweeping so far. Michael B. Jordan is in the film with the most Oscar nominations ever and could maybe win Best Picture. And then Wagner Moura won the Golden Globe for Drama Actor over Michael B. Jordan. So it's like, Ethan Hawke doesn't really have much of an argument. And also, not to mention, all 4 of these actors are in Best Picture nominees. But Ethan has the most SAG-friendly performance. But it's also like, what is SAG-friendly? Like, let's be fair here. What really is SAG-friendly? Because you could also make an argument that Timothée Chalamet is in a SAG-friendly role, or even Michael B. Jordan or Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like, I don't think Leo has any shot at winning. It's Michael B. Jordan or Timmy. Oh, no. Never say Leo has no shot. Don't say that. No, he has a shot. I just don't know if it's going to... I mean, I'm not predicting him to win right now. But if One Battle After Another really does cement itself as the frontrunner, he can win. Let's not beat around the bush. He can win a second Oscar. Also, Ethan Hawke... Wait. Oh, someone took away his thing. What? I have had dreams Adrian Brody gave Leo his second. Ooh. Also, Ethan Hawke was snubbed at the Astros, but who cares about the Astros anyway? Like, let's be real here. Who cares about the Astros? And had the camera zoomed in on Timmy's face. Oh. Imagine Sinners winning all 5 acting nods. I mean, that would be crazy, especially since Miles Keaton is not in for supporting actor. I mean, yeah, Ethan Hawke has won a few big critics groups, but again, he hasn't been sweeping. It really has been Timothée Chalamet and Leonardo DiCaprio. No, Timothée Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan. Yo, Christian. Hello. Does sentimental value getting all 4 actors, editing, director, screenplay mean that Skarsgård can win supporting actor and sentimental value can win international? I'm not gonna lie, that could happen. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, if One Battle After Another wins Best Picture, Benicio del Toro could probably win. But then again, I don't know. I am currently predicting Sinners to win Best Picture. So maybe if I'm not predicting if I'm not predicting Benicio del Toro, if I'm not predicting One Battle After Another to win Best Picture, then maybe Stellan Skarsgård does win supporting actor. I don't know if Sinners is Everything Everywhere All at Once at SAG, but I could see surprises. Maybe. Leo was only in 30% of his own movie. Compare that to everyone else who is in over 50. I really don't think screen time matters, guys. I really don't think it matters at all. I mean, you know, we've seen supporting roles that got Oscars despite being practically the lead. And also, even in the past, it's like, it doesn't really matter how much screen time you have. Like, look at, you know, Marlon Brando in The Godfather. He was clearly a supporting role, and he won lead actor. Anthony Hopkins for Silence of the Lambs. He won lead actor despite being a clear supporting role. It's like, I don't really think... Yeah. Wasn't Anthony in like 16 Minutes of the Father? No. I don't think Leo gave an Anthony Hopkins or Marlon Brando level performance. I mean, I don't know. I thought he was very good, but also to be fair, it's like he's still clearly in more of the movie than those two. Well, what was it? I've seen a lot of people say online Delroy Lindo should have won Best Actor. I'm assuming for the Five Bloods. Do you agree? Hopkins won for The Father that year. Was Lindo better than that? I'm going to be the one with a hot take and say Delroy Lindo should have been in Supporting Actor. I did not see him as a lead in The Five Bloods. I thought the other guy, like, I'm trying to remember what his name was, but he was the guy with, the half Vietnamese daughter. Like, I thought he was more of a lead than Delroy Lindo was. I mean, Delroy Lindo was amazing. He would have been my pick for Supporting Actor that year. But that's the thing. I think he was very obviously... Clark Peters. Thank you very much, Annie Rude. His name... Yeah, Clark Peters. Clark Peters, I thought, was more of a supporting role than No. I thought Clark Peters was more of a lead role than Delroy Lindo was in The Five Bloods. I thought Delroy Lindo was so obviously supporting. And I think that's why he didn't get a nomination, because they put him in the wrong category. And then it just caused probably the biggest Oscar surprise of all time with Lakeith Stanfield getting into Supporting Actor, despite the fact that he was the lead of that movie. It was so weird. So much of this is so weird. It's just like no one was in the right category that year. But even if I were to compare Delroy Lindo and Anthony Hopkins, if to put them in the same category, I would still pick Anthony Hopkins above Delroy Lindo, because Anthony Hopkins, I just thought, was just gave a devastating performance in The Father. Just absolutely one of the best wins we've had in a long time. I think screen time at least hurt the last two Best Actress second placers, The Substance and Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't really think that was that at all, because, like, I think you also have to consider Poor Things was number 2 for Best Picture, and Killers of the Flower Moon underperformed in nominations, as it didn't even get an adapted screenplay nomination. Like, it didn't do that well. It did well, but, like, it didn't do exceedingly well, whereas Poor Things was probably number 2 for Best Picture. It was just a stronger film as a whole. And then you have The Substance versus, The Substance versus Honora. Well, Demi Moore was going up against someone who was winning someone who was in the Best Picture winner. Again, I think it really just comes down to the film strength. The film strength was what really mattered in those situations. And again, look at The Substance. It underperformed. Margaret Qualley didn't get in for Supporting Actress. The movie didn't get an editing nomination. It's like, it was kind of not looking great for the film. Honora doesn't deserve Best Picture. I agree. Does Honora... The Substance is right there. The Substance wouldn't be my pick for Best Picture, but I would have picked a few films. But again, I thought it was one of the best films of the year. I wouldn't be upset if it won. what would I have ranked the best picture films that year? I know I would definitely put Dune Part 2 above it. There's also Conclave, Wicked, The Brutalist, The Substance. Like, all those movies are great. Substance would have been easily number, would have been like number 10 for me. Delroy was on Good Morning America today. He said he was asleep, but his son woke him up and told him he was nominated. Oh, that's wonderful. I will say, guys, I'm probably going to get ready to head out because I need to see Hamnet later today. What are your thoughts on Parasite? Did it deserve Best Picture to you? I'm not upset that it won. I thought it was a fantastic 10 out of 10 movie. I probably would have put, like, you know, Joker or 1917 above it, but, like, I mean, Parasite's also fantastic, so I'm obviously not going to complain about Parasite winning Best Picture. So it's like, hey, like, I win either way. Jamie Lee Curtis should not have won. Also, not nominated for Everything Ever All at Once. Yeah, that's still to this day like one of the weird wins. Screen Actors Guild Awards makes more sense than Actor Awards because the Actor Awards don't award voice actors or stage actors, only screen actors. I feel like just like Screen Actors Guild, like it's called the Screen Actors Guild of America. It's called it's like SAG-AFTRA. It's like it's a Screen Actors Guild. So it's like, you know, it's like, why are we doing like what, like, represent the guild? The Actor Awards is such a boring name. It sounds so dull. I also have to head out. I have a good one. Bye, Eli Sickle. Bye. To be honest, it should have been Bassett. Yeah, Angela Bassett would have been my pick for supporting actress that year as well. After Cannes, I said I didn't think One Battle for Another would get into Best Picture, and in June I was saying F1 could get into Best Picture before switching to and thinking it was an accident, could get in, and F1 not getting in. I should have stuck to my hunches. I mean, look, to be fair, it's like it was just an accident, got close. And it's like F1, it's like that was just such the likelihood of F1 getting a Best Picture nomination just seemed so low. It's just like lone PGA for blockbusters just does not happen. This is just a weird, random scenario. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to get ready to head out. But thank you guys so much for watching. And watch out because in a few days, maybe tomorrow, I have to see how much I can do, but I'm going to try to, like, in the next couple days, I'm going to try to put out BAFTA nominations predictions. So I'm going to try to do that. But yeah, once I see Hamnet, I will have officially seen every Best Picture nominee here, which is the fastest I have ever done so. So I'm really, really excited for that. The pie video, yeah, I'll try to figure out the whole pie thing. I gotta do the, I gotta, again, a lot of it has to do with timing. So yeah. Hope you can afford popcorn and soda with all the super chats and gifted subs you got. The problem is I'm not going to be seeing this money until I'm not going to be able to see this money until next month. Really, the only way to support me, like, you know, directly, like, immediately, is through either the Ko-Fi link or even the PayPal link in the description below, ko-fi.com/Christian Hannah, or again, you could just go to the link below and go there. If you want to support, if you want to send a tip my way through those, go ahead. Like that it would definitely help. But but yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I could probably even hell, I might even put put this in put this link in the chat. I might even put the, yeah, like I said, ko-fi.com/Christian Hannah. Consider going there if you want to support me. But yeah, guys, I'll be seeing you guys a little bit, like whenever the next video drops. But right now I'm going to get ready to go see Hamnet. So, bye everyone, bye. Oops.